Well, we're here this afternoon to talk about our bar stories, and this is Team CMBA. Kari Burns, Chief Strategy Officer at the Bar Association, 7 years in.
Melanie Farrell, Director of Membership, and 12 years in.
Ooh, Melanie, I gotta come after you. I'm Chavone Nash, and I'm Community and Pro Bono Program Specialist. I've been here for just under 2 years.
So I really feel like we span the gamut of time here at the Bar Association.
Yeah. I guess for me, it was different because I was here before, right? For a very short time,
That's
right?
true, yeah.
So I was a Stokes Scholar, but I didn't get to interact with the bar as much. I was at a private law firm, and but it was fun to circle back. Like, it was like a full circle moment there for me.
Well, and me as a law student, I was here too. So we're like lifers. You know, we've drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, that would be my theme. This was not even planned, of growing up here. Like, kind of like, back and forth. And I always say, like, I grew up here professionally and personally because I was 26. Just 26? Yeah, I just had a birthday when I started.
You were a baby.
I was a baby, but Sean was my boyfriend, and then he was my husband, and then I had baby, and then I moved. And so it's funny because, like, my whole, like, grown-up life, anything that's happened, big life moments have happened here.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
But you
what were you gonna
came
say?
in an interesting time.
Yes.
During COVID.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, what does post-COVID look like?
We're not there yet.
In real life. Will we ever be there?
I don't know.
So it was different because, right before here, I came from public education during COVID. You guys, it was
bad.
That was wild. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. But like coming here during that time, my son had just started school. So he's like one of those kids that missed like the whole early toddler socialization phase. Like, no grocery stores, no restaurants. So it was really odd to like leave him. I was like experiencing some things like, my kid is gone. I'm used to him being really close to me even though I was working.
Well, how old was he when you started here?
He had just turned 2.
Oh.
And so we had kept him out of daycare for that long.
Wow.
Because of COVID. I was just a nervous wreck. Like, what? COVID? Kids at school? It's
Right.
already hand, foot, and mouth, RSV.
Ear infections.
Ear infections.
Part of the point of this podcast is to talk about our bar legacy, and it sounds very self-important to say that I have a legacy at this point. My 11-year legal career has been so vast. But I think that if we could talk about legacies, and a reason that I'm so passionate about the Bar Association and the legal community is that we can really leave a legacy for our children, especially for me having a daughter. Just treating women in the workforce, whether it be in the legal workforce or, working, an hourly rate 9-to-5 job, supporting women and helping women. And that starts with childcare. Especially the three of us sitting here had such different experiences, pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. It just brought to light so much different stuff. And I really appreciate being somewhere where we can maybe have a little bit of a voice and a little bit of some pull, or at least know some good people to start those conversations. We have such a long way to go, but that's one thing that I'm really proud of here.
I say we have a legacy of a lot of strong women leaders, like since I started. When I first interviewed, Dave Watson was the executive director, but the entire leadership team was women. And that's who I met with for my second interview. So it was like, I was like, well, this is pretty interesting. And so like, that's another way that I've grown up is literally being surrounded, even if some aren't. I'm older than. Here is it's Kari. I'm older than Kari. Okay, you're just barely 2 years. Anyway, is that I've learned a ton. Like I truly have. It's been amazing. So I think that where I've come along in terms of like how I feel, and now also having a daughter, is like lightning years, which is amazing. I wouldn't change anything for the world of how I feel and how my views have changed or grown, not even changed, but just grown and cultivated working here, truly.
My favorite story from the past, 2-3 years, actually it was when my daughter was older or younger. I think she was 3 or 4. and we saw a picture of a man as a lawyer. We were talking about a man as a lawyer, and she just starts laughing, and I'm like, what's going on? She goes, that's ridiculous. Boys can't be lawyers. Only girls are lawyers. And I was like, yes, baby, yes.
That's funny.
Yeah, but because she was coming around the
Yeah.
Bar Association with a lot of strong women.
Yeah.
And obviously me bringing a lot of strong, female women into her life. It was super cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know, when I think about like my legacy, and then I think about my son, right? He's 3, so he's a lot younger and just sees a lot of what is put in front of him, and having the opportunity to be here and make change where you can. I think for me, like, that's top.
I love that. Change where you can.
Where you can. Like,
Yeah.
the whole world is not going to change immediately. Like, even though we want it to.
I know.
But I think for me, the gratification is just being able to make the change where you can. And I definitely agree. Like, the woman leading, the women leader. I mean, yes. Sorry, women run the world. But
I think another thing we can talk about that we all experienced, and I think part of the reason this podcast came to be was because of the article Melanie and I wrote during COVID. And the fact that we were able to come through that.
I know. In one piece.
And like we said at the top, are we done? I don't know. I don't think so. But the fact that we went home in March and said, we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
and,
a couple weeks.
It was funny. I'm like, oh, get your iPad, Everly. We're going to go do some kindergarten. And then it was 2 years later. And I mean, it took an emotional toll on all of us, I'm sure. I can speak personally for that. But just having that connection and family time too. I mentioned to someone recently that I miss it. I kind of is that crazy to say?
No, it's not. It is not crazy at all. I think that was the most time that I actually sat still since I started working.
Sure,
like,
right. And never will again.
Yeah, and right. Like, that was the most amount of time that I just actually sat there and just, even though I was working still, I was able to like work with my son next to me, with my husband there. It just was a different experience. I hate that it took COVID for like me to slow down and for all of us to get that experience with family. But I definitely do miss being around them a little more. But then when I get home, this story will probably be so much different. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm going back to work.
How did I stay home all day?
How did I do it?
I wanted to start this podcast today saying, raise your hand if you yelled or cried this morning, because I think I did both.
Yes, absolutely.
Or gave your kid a peanut butter cup to take her medicine.
There you go. I had to buy a monster
for the
truck.
infection.
So
Yes. She definitely has had a peanut butter cup every single time she's had to take her medicine. So that's
that's setting healthy habits.
I know. It stops the tears.
It's okay. Like, whatever you have to do, just get it done.
It was last year, Leadership Academy, where Becky spoke on a panel, and she said something like, I don't believe there is work-life balance. Like, I think we almost need to get rid of that term, because I think it actually causes more stress than it does helpfulness, because I don't think any of us feel that, and everybody's trying to obtain it, and that doesn't really exist.
It's finding your passion. And so, yes, there is work, and there is home, and there is life. But a story that I have this week, we were talking about the Powerball, because that was, the big thing to talk about.
And we all lost.
Yeah. We all lost. Someone in Lakewood won.
Yeah.
But they said, most people say they would keep working, and immediately everyone in my group was like, absolutely not. That's stupid. And I said, you know what? I think, and this is not because this is a podcast for my employer, I think I would keep working because I've found such passion here, and like we said at the beginning, I can advocate for things, and I, again, don't like saying that I'm leaving a legacy at 36 years old. But the work we can do is meaningful, and it's helping people. And why wouldn't I continue to do that? Yes, I would take probably a year to go somewhere and travel, but my foot would still be here, because and so then it's not work-life balance. It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
In life. The Halloween run was 2 weeks ago. My child was there. I was working, but she got to come and she got to watch people run. And then she's asking me, what is justice and what does that mean? And it's super cool. And I love that.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think that there is a such thing as work-life balance, right? It's just what you can give as much as you're willing to give at that time, right? And so I remember when I had my son, I struggled a lot because I was always like a person that just went, did everything all the time. And I had to really slow down to understand how to give pieces of me at certain times to certain things. Like all of me is going to go to this thing at this time, or all of me is going to go to this thing at that time. And as he gets older, I kind of am able to reflect on how that transition happened. But I think that when you can be aware and in that space at that time while you're doing that thing, it makes it so much easier. I definitely agree with Kari when she talks about passion. Like, I think that's because the self-servant, like the service in you, would want you. I think I would work too. I think I would keep, because I just like what I do. I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy being able to see also the impact. You know what I mean? So that's different than someone else who may work for like a super big corporation. Right. They just push a button every day, which that is a great job. Like if you do it, that is an awesome job. But you may not love it, or you may love it. But I really like doing this in this space, and I don't know if I could see myself not even if I think forward to like retirement or whatever, like I don't think that I could ever just like sit there and not do this type of stuff.
That was really insightful what you said about giving your all to what you're in at that time. I think that is so hard. And I struggle with, I think I suck everywhere I'm at. Like, I'm not fully into work because someone's homesick, or I got to schedule, the birthday party coming up, and I'm not fully at home because I'm answering my emails, or I'm getting a text message
from
Melanie.
Most likely.
That may or may not have to do with work.
Yeah. 50-50.
It's a chance.
It's a toss-up.
But you have to do that, and it has to be intentional. And I need to try and do that better, and also give ourselves some grace. Oh my gosh, if there is a word for the last 2 years that I've used, it's grace. Giving our children grace, because they've gone through some stuff that we don't even know yet what that's gonna look like. Giving ourselves grace, giving our partners grace, like it's huge. And I don't think especially mothers who are working outside of the home do that enough.
No. I remember I think we were talking about the missing COVID, sort of, for the, I was like, I remember one night we just ate queso for dinner. And for some reason, that's something that just sticks out to me.
And Mom drank wine.
Well, yes.
There you go.
With the queso. But I was like, that is like, you're like, we wouldn't do it. You can't eat queso for dinner. But like during COVID, it was like, why not?
Right.
I don't know. Just eat queso. We were really happy that day. I was going to say too, I think, for at least the three of us, and I know many people that work here, I think we don't give ourselves enough credit too, that we're, why we love what we do is because we are service minded. Yes. Like you said, like to kind of expand on that, like in a natural sense, like since I was young, I liked to get involved. I liked to do stuff at the church. Like it just, that felt very natural to me. And I know that doesn't come naturally to everybody. And like you said, it's kind of like with the push button. It's fine. Yeah. But I can't help myself. Like I see a volunteer opportunity, if I can squeeze it in, if I can bring my kid, even better. Right. So I keep doing that. And John gets a kick out of me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? You're going to wake up early to make sandwiches? Yes. I love Sandwich Saturday. And I truly have fun. So it's like, I think that I forget to remind myself that that's all part of the big picture. The mom, the volunteer working here, caring about people, wanting them to have good experiences because they're volunteers. I'm a volunteer. I volunteer other places. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel, like I'm making a difference. I want to feel like it was worth getting up and making the sandwiches. And I do. So it's like, that's kind of like how, when I was thinking about my story and putting it all together, that's something I was like, we need to give ourselves a little bit, like, we should think about that and say, we're doing this with genuine passion because we care about people. And in this instance, like fraternities and the community.
I'm going to turn it a little bit.
Is it getting dark?
No, this is fantastic. I also feel like now I'm Oprah Winfrey. So
yes.
Thank you.
Go for it.
See, I said you get into it. You start to really feel the microphone.
What do your kids think you do all day? Have you ever asked them? Or have they ever, just commented? I have a good story, but I want to ask the
I was
two
gonna
of
say
you
we
first.
should almost like piece that in. Like, what
Right.
does mommy do?
I don't know. I think okay, so he doesn't ask me what I do, but
Of
he
course.
right, but he does ask me how my day was, and I
Oh,
usually go into like a full description of how my day. Well, this is what I did this morning. I had coffee. Like I go into a full detail of what I did, and so the other day he said, "How was your coffee today?" I was like, "Actually, I didn't even have anything today, but thank you for asking."
Oh,
So
baby.
super funny, super
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. He probably thinks I play with trucks all day though, because that's what he and I do together.
Oh.
Is play with monster trucks. So he probably thinks that's what I do.
Oh.
You come here and do that too.
Yeah.
They say I work downtown, so they have this
Okay.
very tangible thing about downtown. Now they also
Yes.
think this is downtown Cincinnati sometimes. So
Okay,
that's where my
yes,
sister
go
lives.
for
So it could be either. All right, but it's downtown, and it was funny when Mac was here the other day for the Halloween run. He was running around like his mother worked here, like he knew the place. And so if you ask Mac about what goes on here, he will talk specifically about the auditorium.
Oh,
So he will
funny.
talk about the auditorium. He'll talk about the stage. He'll talk about the microphones.
All the important people.
Yes. So to
Very
him,
technical.
Yeah.
whatever goes on here has to do with that. That's central to his thought process when it comes to what I do. Is probably just sit in the auditorium all day.
Well, here's a
Or-
mic. He's
yeah,
got it
right.
halfway there.
Or like dance on the
Kids
stage.
of CMBA
Yeah.
podcast.
There
Yeah.
you go. Bring them in and see
Yes,
what they have
I
to
bet
say.
you he'd say something about that, about the stage, which I could if you let me just play on the stage all day. Might make
yeah.
something happen.
I'm eager to hear
Yeah,
Kari's
Kari's-
funny story.
No, they're not as. You guys had some good ones. I know that my children will say, "Mom has meetings and emails, meetings and emails."
Okay.
Everything she
Yeah.
does is meetings and emails. But another good one I think I've shared with you guys from COVID was I did a lot of programming at home. I was doing a lot of CLEs on my computer at home. And so Jude found my earbuds one day, and he, in his bedhead, wild, pajamas still on, put the earbuds in, and he goes, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CMBA." But he also added in, as I was doing during COVID, yelling at someone off camera that I can't get you a snack right now. So it would be, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. No, stop. I can't get you a snack right now." Which was my life for a year and a half.
That's funny.
So meetings, emails, and telling people I can't get them snacks.
Okay, the snacks. And that's why you created the snack basket, right? Didn't you say, here's your
Yes.
allotment of snacks?
That
Which I
was a
thought was
snack-
super
It's a
genius.
snack cabinet now.
Oh,
Okay. Upgraded the
they
basket
upgraded,
to
okay.
multiple drawers.
Okay.
He does not have to ask for anything. I keep it stocked, and he knows.
Options.
Yes.
Options. I like that.
Except the neighborhood kids have found it now, too.
Oh, no.
So,
So you're gonna have a snack pantry here.
I know.
Yeah.
Soon it'll be like a snack kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
just come in, take what you want. I have nothing left to give.
Right.
This is all I have. See you guys
Oyster
next
crackers
week.
or whatever is at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can tell, like, the cheddar bunnies, the organic, kind of good for you cheddar bunnies. Nobody wants those.
No.
Keep buying
They're
them.
not
They'll-
cool.
Right? That's what so I said, you
That's
guys
all
have
that's
to eat
there.
these eventually.
Yeah. I won't restock until you clean me out. So
Right.
you might as well take them. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun.
On that topic, talking about our second shift, I keep telling people that I'm going home to my second shift, that there's no real downtime. You go home and it's practices and dinners and bedtimes and bath times. And how do you guys handle that?
How
Not
do
a
you
big
define
question.
handle?
Right, right. It's probably different every day.
Yeah. I think one thing Mike asked me like last week, no, we had to go to Birmingham this past weekend.
Oh.
And so we were riding in the car and he has to listen to music all the time. Like anything he does, he has to have music. I'm like, do you ever just not listen to music? Do you ever just ride in the car silently?
Silence.
He was like, no, who does that? Crazy people? I'm like, I do it.
Yes.
Like home from work, that's my
Oh.
thing. Like because I do daycare drop off in the morning, so the ride home from work is my time,
Me too.
and it is silent. It
Yes.
is me and my tires on the ground driving home.
Oh, and it's bliss.
It
It is.
is.
We literally have the same argument in our house. Either it's in the car where, yes, he constantly wants music.
Yes.
And I'm like, can't we just love the silence? Or like at the end of the evening when everyone's finally to bed and dishes are done and we just sit and he's like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to watch? What do you want to talk about? I'm like, nothing. Nothing.
Right.
Please, just stop.
Yeah. I think that's why I tend to stay up later at night now, it's just to hear nothing. Like, no one's calling me for anything. Everything's done. I may just, like, I probably don't even have my phone in my hand. I'm just sitting there just staring at the wall. Like, it's quiet. The dog's not bothering me. Nobody is bothering me.
Yeah, I watch TV.
Okay, no, that's good too.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
and you're the angel of death, I call you, because you tell me all the terrible
Murder
things
shows.
to watch.
A lot of really dark stories.
Crime
But
TV.
Crime TV. That's what suits me. It's like once everything's done and the noise stops. But I have to. That's where I will truly calm down. Is if I have a show or a movie or just something to watch. It is. I know. It's just my thing. Ever since I was a kid, it's just been TV. I love TV.
Well, that's okay. My son drew a picture of himself laying on the couch watching TV. He said that's his favorite thing to do at home. Talk about COVID, kids. I mean, that was what he did while I worked. So there you go, buddy.
They're going to love TV as much
Favorite
as I do.
pastime.
Anytime we go somewhere, my son is like, I'm ready to go home. Like, we could be there for 5 minutes. He's like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
It's time to go. I'm ready to go home. Like, we just got here. It's the grocery store. Like, just sit in the buggy if you want to. Like, I'm ready to go home. Like, it's
You
so
too.
hot.
No,
I think it's a COVID thing. That was their bubble.
I think Nora went opposite. She was so shy and so clingy to me before COVID. Like, no one else could really hold her. I mean, she was like 20 months. She was really little. Yeah. So I feel like she spent all that time with us. And I feel like she came out of COVID and was like, who wants a hug? Like, honestly, she'd go up and like
Get me away from these people.
Run up to people in the neighborhood, people who had seen her as a baby, and she wouldn't even look in their direction. And then, And now it's like, what are we doing next? Literally, what comes after that? And then what comes after that? I'm like,
Little Melanie.
I am raising two very different, but also very Melanie-like children. What are we doing next? Well, what's after that? What's after I sleep? What's after school? And then by the time I'm done, I'm like, I have nothing else. And maybe there won't be anything tomorrow because I'm tired. I did too much. But what's next? What's after that? Yep. Nope. Next. I see my kids, or myself and my kids, especially Mac, actually, very often because he's like me, planner, wants to do everything, wants to see everybody. Go.
Yeah, my child the other day told me, Mom, I'm busy, but I kind of like it. And I was like, oh, baby, no.
It's just going to go up from there. It's going to be more busy. I don't know. We tried soccer this year. Yeah. He hated it. Like, it was a complete
it's hit or miss.
catastrophe.
I know.
He's little.
Yeah.
But I thought that, like, for 3-year-olds, they were out there playing soccer for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
Too much. 45 minutes.
Yeah, we would come late on purpose, like, because he's not going to pay attention.
No.
But swimming... He's all into it. Like, that's his thing.
That's good.
He really likes, But the better part is that I no longer have to get in the pool with him. Like, because he's at the point where he can float and we can move through it.
That was the best.
Welcome.
Yeah. It just makes it so now I enjoy going to watch him. Before it was like, I got to get in this pool.
Oh,
like,
we would
I
argue.
feel like it. Yeah. Like, let's play rock, paper, scissors. Who's going to get here this week?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it.
When they went up another level, I wasn't sure about her. I knew he would be on his own for sure. I didn't know about her, so I wore my bathing suit under my clothes.
Not to disclose that I might be able to get in the pool.
I was like, but I wore like a tracksuit, and I was like, I got there, and they all started getting in, and I'm looking at the other parents, and they don't, and I was like, I was so excited, but then I'm like, and now I'm just sitting here in a bathing suit. Like hiding under my clothes. Very uncomfortable. But it was so great. It made it worth it. Like, I remember hearing that's like one of those moments in life you're like, I made it to the other side when I don't have to get in the pool.
The milestones in life, dropping the morning nap, not having to get in the pool, and car seats. Yeah. We just moved to everyone's in a booster and come up for themselves.
I think you missed one.
Which one's that?
Potty training.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely when you can just pick up and go.
Yeah, no bag.
Yeah,
no carry bag.
It changes like your whole like routine for leaving the house.
I know.
Especially like when you're at the point where like you don't even have to take an accident pair of
clothes.
Nothing.
Nothing. Now my child wants a bag and she will like scramble at the last minute to pick up whatever she can to put in this bag. Yeah. And it's completely worthless. And nothing
like
crayons, candy. I'm like, where, did you find this? But she like bought a lanyard at the Guardians game and she thinks like if she puts fake keys on it. And I'm like, that's sweet. Yeah. But please don't take this with me.
Like, cause I'm gonna have to carry it.
Yeah, because you will not want it, and I will have to carry it.
That's Mac with business cards. or any kind of little kind of
Wait,
tangible.
wait.
Yeah.
I need to know about this.
Just
Business
loves
cards?
business cards.
Does he have his own personal business
Not
cards?
yet, but
He
I
needs them.
there's one
Christmas
that
gift.
there's one I've seen that's
Yeah.
give out for play dates, and actually
Oh,
his
yeah, I've
preschool
seen
teacher
that.
last year said this would be perfect for Mac, but he has my phone number memorized, so he'll just tell you. Literally at Halloween run, he kept taking the poor face painter's business cards like he was Buddy the Elf taking the flyers, and finally she said very kindly, okay, I think that's enough for
I paid
today.
for these.
Like it was 4 or 5 like that he had just like gone and taken, and he still has them, and thank you so much to the face painter. I am recommending you to friends.
Yes, she was awesome.
But anything small and tangible like that, and my sister bought him this little tiny wallet, so he puts them in his wallet, and then he's got his card.
Businessman, man.
I love it.
He's
He's prepared.
just
More
one of those-
prepared than me.
I know. I know. I don't know if I have a business card on me, but Mac might have one.
There, he can carry him.
Yeah,
for
he
you.
can carry them for me.
go.
This is my mom, and also her cell phone number is.
Everything's on here if you need to contact her.
Contact her for a play date. Anyway,
Well, thanks, guys. This was fun.
It was fun.
Nice little therapy
Yeah.
session in the middle of a Wednesday.
thank you for having us. Thank you for listening to us. I hope this resonates with someone, anyone, everyone.
Yeah. And I hope other people come in and tell their bar stories.
Yes.
This is first of all, these chairs are comfy. So
Very
They are.
comfy.
They
I've
are.
been sitting.
You get used to the
chairs.
microphone. Yeah.
You get
Cool
used
in
to
here.
I think I'm gonna get some
microphone.
Chex Mix on the way
Yeah,
out.
there are
Snacks.
snacks.
There are snacks.
I was surprised when I saw the snacks, but what else can we expect from Maria? She's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope other people come in and tell their bar stories. This was fun.
Definitely.
It was
Thanks.
fun.